Hi, this is A. Wesley. That ain't even tells it like a TI is. If you like my video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I know I've been off YouTube for about a month. Right after my birthday and Thanksgiving, I got a little sick because we got some winter weather down here. We had like a little winter storm, but now I'm back. Hopefully, I can be able to do a couple of more videos. But anyway, in this video, I'll be talking about Housewives Tea. In this Housewives Tea video, I'll be talking about Kandi and Todd splitting up. I also will be talking about Maya getting arrested for stealing furniture. I also will be talking about the reunion looks for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I also will be talking about the collaboration that Portia decided to do with Cynthia and Drew for her glow naked hair for a glow naked hair collection that she has. I also will be talking about what happened between Monique. She was on a publicity tour last week to sell her book and also to promote Real Housewives of Potomac. Those are just some of the stories that I'll be talking about. Excuse me, I'll be talking about in this Housewives TV video. Let me pause this video and I'll bring up the clip. I'm back. Like I said, this story happened, like I said, last month, a couple of weeks ago. It's a little old by now. But anyway, Mia Thornton was arrested for, she was renting some kind of townhouse or apartment. And instead of her just leaving the townhouse, she was trying to take the furniture too. And the landlord said that she took the furniture. And they noticed that when they got ready, to, I guess, go back to research and check the thing, Ma had stole the furniture. And this is what the article says. Let me see if I can zoom it up right quick. Okay, it says right here. It says Mia Thornton was arrested in Atlanta and charged with larceny. Police said she's accused of stealing $11,000 worth of furniture, including a TV from a furnished rental condo. Mia moved out in the middle of the night without notice, and that's what I was saying. She had stolen it. And then these are some fans' statements. They were saying Thornton moved to the Atlanta earlier and to this Atlanta area earlier this year, following leaving the reality show The Real Housewives of Potomac, and then Housewives of Potomac, and then this person said news Mia with was what you was said uh you show was wrong. And so, yeah, and I was saying, everybody was saying what Mia did was wrong and stuff like that. So, she was later released, and then she posted of a picture talking about she's uh, she's uh, she's redefining herself, and she's redefining herself, and she had on white and said what's to come for her next and stuff like that. And I'll put that in here too. Now, on to the next story. Um, I almost had it right here. It says Candy Birds, Candy Birds. It says Candy Birds. Uh, um, was separating from Todd due to irreconcilable differences, and then 2 days after that, This one came out. It says Kandi versus estranged husband. Todd Tucker demands primary custody and questions prenuptial agreement. And he was saying that he had signed that prenuptial agreement under distress. And a lot of people started putting up clips of him getting ready to get married to uh, to um, to Candy. I think it was episode 8, 9, and 10. But people started putting up clips and saying that he sounded under stress, and then they were saying that Candy was using the Bravo tapes to show that he wasn't under the stress, that he went on and signed those papers anyway, even though he was giving a lot of pushback and stuff like that. And then and then later on, Candy accused Todd of having an affair on her and stuff like that. And then that didn't fly right with people because people knew that Candy and Todd had an open marriage, so that wasn't really anything because she was trying to show that he had an affair with another woman, and people started bringing the pictures of how Candy and Todd were on vacation this summer with a former co-star of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Her name was Fatima. No, Fatima. And I remember that's the woman that Drew got into it with, and Drew threw that bone on her at the reunion. But anyway, all of that happened between Candy and Todd, and then let me pause this, and I'll get the next story. I'm back. It was also announced that the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Browyn Newport, and husband Todd Bradley are splitting after 9 years of marriage. A lot of people were saying that after I think it was like I think it was like episode 10 or 11, where he was talking to her real bad. People had been noticing that from last season, and she was saying that her marriage was okay and oh good. And then when people got to talking about that, she was complaining about her marriage on the show, and she was telling people that everything was all good with her marriage, but it was like after the episode, they had split up after 9 years. Some people were glad, some people rumored and said that it was rumored and said it was going to be true, and she was going to announce it at the reunion. But I guess when the rumors started flying, she just went on and announced it before the reunion, since they were going to talk about it at the reunion anyway. And also, I saw a clip of Merrick on What Happens Live. I think it was last week, and she said she stopped talking about Broadwin's marriage after Broadwin tried to throw her under the bus, and she said she kind of figured some stuff would happen, and she was saying she think it came out because they were going to talk about it at the reunion. Andy said, "Yeah, we're going to talk about it at the reunion," and so she said she had no comment. I saw a clip of that yesterday on YouTube of what Meredith said about Broadway and her marriage. And like I said, there's a lot of stuff happened in entertainment wise in the news and stuff like that the last 2 months. So I was really shocked by Todd and Candy, but I'm also shocked about Broadway and her husband. I didn't think it would come out this soon. But anyway, like I said, Drew Sidora really been out here doing stuff. She got a new song out called Better, and I finally got a chance to hear it and stuff like that. And I kind of watched a little clip of another YouTuber, I think it's Ricky Scott, whatever. But anyway, you were saying you couldn't tell that was Drew, so I had to listen at it like 2 or 3 times, and he's right. I don't like when they do the studio version of these songs, and they do all this remixing and remixing and voice reverberation and having us and look like you can hear the background singing more than you can hear Drew. You had to put your ear real close to the speaker to hear Drew, and I didn't like that. It's like they kind of drowned her voice out and let the background singer sing. I know she was trying to promote that along with her whiskey line. She got a whiskey line and she was promoting. She did some pictures for that. And then last week, her and Portia came out with some pictures about their wig collection. And she was saying that she got Drew and Cynthia to do her wig collection. Then the other day, Portia put on a wig and said that was a wig for Drew's collection. She wanted to see it, even though Drew had on the blonde wig and she looked good, and then she had on the red wig too. It was like when Portia tried that dark red wig, it looked good on Portia, but it was just somebody was different on Drew than it was on Portia. It looked better on Drew than it did on Portia. That maroon red wig, and she's been really doing good. I'm kind of glad Portia and Drew made up, and Portia knew what side of Bird's butt on. Cause Drew didn't really have no problem with Portia. Portia was just doing that for a storyline, and now that she got a new storyline, so I'm so glad she made up with both Cynthia and Drew and stuff like that. And Cynthia wigs look good too. On another note, uh, Monique Samuels was doing her like I said, promoting her book and doing her Watch What Happens live stuff. And the fan asked her, since you made up with Giselle, what do you think about kind of making up with Candice, reconnecting with Candice? She talking about she had moved on now. People still talking about stuff from 5 years ago, and she was telling me it was good that her and Giselle made up. People didn't see the whole thing. Even though they made up, they still was doing fun shade. And she was saying she had already apologized to Candace, and she was saying that even though you apologize to people and you forgive people, that don't mean that you have to interact with people. Like I said, I'm just paraphrasing that. I'll put it in the thing, and I'm looking at everybody knows this stuff with you and Giselle is fake and stuff like that. But it's like she wants to double down on it, and like Candace was wrong when like I've always said, both of them was in the wrong. And so and so right after that, she said she already apologized for what happened back then. And then after that, Candace got on her podcast and said, no, she didn't apologize to her. She said she hasn't heard anything from that woman. She said instead of her broadcasting on national TV, she could have at least called her. She has her phone number. She know how to reach her. She was talking about it on her podcast. And so her podcast co-host said, well, I was trying to go back and look at old films and I said, well, I saw nothing on the show where she apologized to you. He said, I was thinking maybe I was wrong, so that's why I asked you. That's why I asked you to come on the podcast and see did I misread anything that I didn't. She said, no, that's what I was thinking too. And she said, no, you didn't misread anything. Neither one of us misunderstood anything. That woman has not called me and has not apologized to me yet. And then 2 days later, after Monique got all the backlash, she started bringing up old clips and stuff. Then she trying to say, well, she's open to talking with Candace and stuff like that. And I was saying, you just did that because you got all that backlash. And just like she thought that situation with her husband was gonna fly. When she talking about Stacy and her husband, I think her husband's name Steve. And anyway, when that backfired, she tried to go on all these publicity tours and talking about that her husband was the one who leaked those tapes about her and this new man she's supposed to be dating, and he was from the radio, and that's why they both left the radio and stuff like that. And when it didn't fly, then when it kind of, when the backlash came on her with both situations, then Candace looked kind of funny and stuff like that. And so on the last and final note, uh, on the last and final note, uh, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City had their reunion looks. What you call was the first one came out with her look, which was Heather, and then the other ladies came out. They all looked pretty and stuff, but the three main looks that I liked was Angie, Mary, and Mary. I mean, Lisa looked it all right, but Lisa had her belly out, and she didn't look right in that dress with her belly out. Lisa could have had her hair fixed a little bit different. Maybe I would have liked it better, but I did like Meredith's dress a little bit better than Angie. So I'll put Meredith first. I'll put Meredith first, Mary second, and Angie third. Because even though Mary had the same a simple dress, it didn't look too good at first. But then when I saw it in the front and how pretty and elegant it looked, I said, "Oh yeah, Mary's really been stepping up her game." That's all I have for this Housewives tea. This is A. Wesley. That ain't even tells it like a TI is. I am out. Oh, one more thing. Mary's son decided to plead guilty of all the charges that he was convicted of. Now, this is all I have for this video.